Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of BioShock. In the last episode, we started our exploration here through the Fort Frolic. And now we're here going to make our way into this next section. And we have our first interaction with Martin Finnegan. So there we have Martin Finnegan, who is one of the many characters that we need to take a picture of for Sander. And he's a very unique spider slicer. Sorry, Houdini slicer. Because what he can do is he can use ice.
Just your grape finally sent someone. Son of a bitch. Left me to freeze. Oh, I've got a pose all picked out for you.
Thankfully, he fails to do said pose in time. So essentially, he's an ice Houdini splicer, which is really cool. Okay, so that's the spider splicer. We need to pick up these things.
Let's see what we got here.
So we get Frozen Field, which is you get take less damage from ice and can freeze enemies when you hit them with the wrench. It's not nearly as useful as other ones. Like, you do start seeing more elemental enemies, but they are still relatively rare. There's also obviously the chance here for if we did have just wondering. Okay, yeah. So you can see this works exactly the same way as Incinerate does in terms of being able to melt ice. And that is why I've said previously that, you know, the elemental plasmids, Incinerate, Winters, whatever the winter one is called, they do kind of become a little bit redundant, given that you can just use the chemical thrower for both ice and fire in the same burst, essentially. But there we go. So that is number 2 of Sander Cohen's masterpiece, as he wishes to describe it. Although it would be to our detriment, I'm sure, if we were to say otherwise. As we do see a Big Daddy down here as well, and we should definitely think about taking on the Big Daddy because, you know, we do not yet have a little sister from this area. As we get the bouncer research, and we get a trophy for getting a photo in every single category, essentially, because we've never actually been able to take pictures of a bouncer. There we have Wrench Jockey 2, which is the one you get for bouncers. Little Sisters are obviously another one that are particularly interesting, just because they are, again, limited to where you can, you know, there is only a limited number of them. The Big Daddy took virtually no damage from that, but let's see if we can't put the pain on. So, As you can see, electric gel eats at the health beautifully. And is and there we go, boom, bounce it down. And we can rescue our little sister. So yeah, the electric type stuff, the armor piercing weapons, they're obviously incredibly useful against bouncers. Electric gel is beautiful.
Except to me, and I am not much to speak of. You give them hope. And for this, I am grateful. I'll send something to demonstrate that gratitude.
You did absolutely nothing. My bot there, unfortunately, but there we go. Okay, so now once more we'll head to the Gatherer's Garden in order to collect our reward. So we get Hypnotize Big Daddy version 2. We can get another kit, and we get a huge amount more Adam as well. So once more, health upgrade and Eve upgrade I always think are incredibly useful. I think it's also important we get an engineering tonic slot because you know, we're again sort of running out of that in a way. And I think we'll also get a combat tonic slot. So that would be... eventually we'll be able to get rid of the various Photographer's Eyes ones, because there'll be no point in having them. We'll go for Static Discharge too. Has its sort of flaws, but ultimately is certainly not a bad one to have. You see, I'm not buying plasmid slots. Generally, there's no real point. We have a lot of the best plasmids here already in what we need. Security Bullseye is one that I always have. Telekinesis is obviously key for so many things, being incredibly useful against certain enemies and all this sort of stuff. I just realized we never actually put our picture on the triptych. Quadtych, I should say. What would Sanders say?
It's coming together. Yes. But there will always be doubters. You don't doubt. I could never stomach doubters.
So, of course, we start seeing more. You can tell that Cohen's completely insane, but he's so great as a character. So, now we must head back to Poseidon Plaza, and once more we can head through and aim for number 3 on our list. And we'll actually get through to the true side of Poseidon Plaza. We haven't really seen much of it at all. In reality. Hey, you are there. Good. So, here we have it. Poseidon Plaza and another Big Daddy. Do we want to take him on? We could. We're probably more than strong enough for it. At the same time... we're going to need to do it eventually, but maybe just not now. Oh dear, that flow speed is ridiculous. Recovered somewhat. Although I now need another up. I need an up. Give me an up. Nope, no up. Damn. Yeah, okay, so the flow speed is now very fast. There we go, lovely, cool. Okay, so yeah. We'll see what the bolt, I mean, obviously we have the bolts as well, which is actually quite useful. I just like dealing with like big daddies and stuff in areas where there's lots of... Jesus, what the fuck was that? Oh, you. And we get spiders. I think that spider splicer fully researched, that is. And we're going to need a bot shutdown panel because...
Vandalism is a serious crime. Remember that.
Apparently I was right by it. That's annoying. That's just here. Electric shock, as you can see, is, or the electric field, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's especially useful against spider splicers that often, like, you know, are essentially want to be melee enemies towards you. There are a lot of them. There's a huge wave of electric enemy that actually triggers every time you get hit by that, which is really, really good. So, what's that? Those are some steel-tipped bolts, lovely. So, ammo for the crossbow. The crossbow is insanely powerful and is a weapon you should definitely use. As once more, Sander turns on the lights, and they will follow us throughout the level, and that's another thing that sort of really plays this level really plays with this idea that sort of you're constantly on display and that you're constantly just sort of dancing for Sander's, you know, personal enjoyment. So we need to decide which places we can visit. Essentially you want to go into every single shop. There's always going to be stuff in there. Buck. We'll try and go through everything on the lowest floor possible, initially. More spiders, splicers. Okay, so this can go in here. Lovely. Okay, you're now mine. Awesome. Damn. I did not know those. Spider slices are just exceptionally useful that they drop health packs, essentially, because they do a lot of damage with their weapons and stuff. So this is the casino area. Essentially, if we're going to get our trophy for rolling, you know, getting a maximum, then we will get it from here. It's not good enough. Damn. Damn again. One more go. I don't think we die after this. We better not. Of course. Ooh, yeah, that is stressful. But lots of good ammo in there. Lots and lots of good ammo in there, so worth it. Okay. I'm annoyed that we can't sort of just do this reliably fast. As there seems to be a specific sort of wait time you have before you can actually gamble at a second machine. Unfortunately, this is what this just runs down to. It just runs down to waiting for it to work. Or running out of money. Much like actual gambling. Seems to just be the apples, or just be the messed up one. Ah, there we go. Sweet. So we get $250, and that is a trophy called Lucky Winner. Lovely, cool. Really, really good. Another trophy, another life to add, and we'll head up to the top floor because there's no point in sort of not doing everything in this location that we can. So what we start seeing in here is, so obviously these are trap bolts. Trap bolts are ammo for the crossbow. And are incredibly useful if you ever just sort of want to hunker down in one position and sort of protect your position. That's what trap bolts are used for, and they're pretty reliable. So so they're an alternative ammo on the crossbow. Ooh, okay. Okay, we'll just use up the rest of our electric gel, getting them down to about half health, I think. Yep, and once more, electric buck will be our best friend. And this is why we upgraded our shotgun damage. Beautiful. And once more, we can rescue. Oh, looks like our limit is not $400, which is... I seem to remember there always being a limit to how much money you could carry, but I'm not sure if that's been changed or not. Anyway. Another nice chunk of ammo, of Adam, I should say, not ammo. Ammo is something we do actually need. And we are rich, so there's no point in not, in many ways. Yeah, that's okay. So, again, we'll stay on the lower floors, just for now. Well, I think also we actually have no... We might as well make some electric gel. So, electric gel. We'll buy at least one of those, and we'll buy 2 of those. And there we go. Actually, we get another trophy, which is really good, which is called Ammo Inventor, which essentially is make sure that you've invented at least one of every ammo type. So obviously you can invent 3 types of ammo, 6 types of ammo. 3 were initially available from in Arcadia, and now 3 more have become available now that we've reached Fort Frolic, and those are the max. Those are all 3 that there are. These look like... Let's just get our pistol out. Okay, so you can tell by the fact that reticle doesn't go red that I don't think these are enemies. And that means I don't think there's any Oh, it's not actually. Where is it? Oh, there you are. And that is our second. There we go for that. Lovely. And once more, we can auto hack for ease. What's in here? Jukebox. Storage crate. I think there's a button. There is a button, so you hit the switch. And what does that do? So that unlocks this, which allows us to go down here. And doing so gives us access to another power to the people station and another safe. So we'll hack the safe. Automatic hack tool, lovely. So we didn't essentially lose anything there. So crossbow breakage chance is really, really good. And as you can see, this enemy does turn red on the... I should have hit her way earlier, but didn't for some reason. But yeah, so you essentially will start getting the chance to essentially collect the bolts that you fire, which is really, really useful because it just, it gives you the chance to essentially, all the bolts that you, all of the crossbow bolts that you can fire. I love the fact that all of those sort of mannequins there, they've all disappeared. Like, how creepy is that? And now we'll start seeing some very creepy mannequin spider splices throughout this area now instead. Is that the third? I don't think it is, but you also should be pictured. And we better not touch him because otherwise we will make him angry. So, hitting that switch in there also unlocks this area, allows us to head downstairs. Wide empty space with a gene tonic in the distance for extra nutrition too, which gives us extra health from sandwiches and stuff. And then you turn around and, oh look, there's a bunch of spider splices that have been... There are some spider splices that get added amongst the mannequins. I'm pretty sure there are more enemies that we need to be worried about than just those two spider splices. I feel like now that we've done those two things, I feel like we're going to start seeing way more of those. Yeah, you can hear them. You can hear them talking and stuff. But you can see that we don't need to upgrade the damage for the crossbow yet because the crossbow is doing so much damage anyway. Little sister. I'm pretty sure we're nowhere near max with Little Sister research. That's good news.
How's that? Yeah!
Oh, headshot on a Houdini. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got the Tabaccaria, and then we've got the Eve's Garden. So we'll head in here first. Does sound like there is a camera. There is a camera.
The good people of Ratchet didn't sign up to see us government types shutting down shops, killing their owners, even with a ponce like Fontaine. But he brought it upon himself. Instead of copping it on the chin, bugger gets it into his head that he's gonna go down guns blazing. Who does he think he is, John bloody Wayne? We can get on top of this. We can. Here's what we do. We find Fontaine's will and make what was his go to where it was intended, and not into the pockets of us that put him into the ground.
So unfortunately, I don't know what the key code is here. I'm sure there's another place you can find it. As you can see, they're very expensive, the key codes. We'll just auto-hack this instead. Didn't actually mean to start this hack, but well. Okay, so that is that. Lovely. What else is located in here? Corpse with some anti-personnel pistol rounds, some money. Is that it? Is that it? Looks like it is. Some electric buck as well. So, probably not worth it. It's there, obviously, but probably not worth it. Again, I do wonder where the key code for that is located. These are things I feel like I should know better. Anyway. So, we'll now get access to Eve's, or we'll head into Eve's garden. And as you can see, she was, or had some interaction with Andrew Ryan in her time here at Eve's garden. And this becomes very important little bit of information with regards to the story. So, what else do we have? So, another vending machine that will quickly hack, and then, I say quickly hack, we need to be quick because they ramped the speed up with these things to 11. Great. I think buying electric buck when it's available is always a good idea. We don't need too much more research, too much more camera film, just because there's very little stuff left to research in many ways. Okay, so there's another U-invent. I think those 3 gene tonics that are there that are available to be invented are only available through invention. But just in case I'm wrong, and I don't really want to, like, we could end up wasting some stuff by not necessarily.
I'd forgotten about poor Jasmine. I'm so glad you didn't.
You know, I feel like it would be a waste of materials to spell it.
No, Fontaine had something to do with it. What are you doing? No, don't, please. I loved you, dude. Don't, please, no.
And what do you see? Corpse. Jasmine Jolene strayed across her own bed, as you saw there, killed by Ryan. And again, everything will become clear once the story continues. There's another story to be read.
Dr. Tannenbaum promised me it wasn't going to be a real pregnancy. They just take the egg out once Mr. Ryan and I had... Well, I needed the money so bad. But I know Mr. Ryan's going to suss it out. Gonna know I wasn't being careful. Gonna know I sold the... Mr. Ryan's going to be so mad at me.
Jesus. Okay, just gonna have to buy this one. First aid kit. Lovely. Okay, cool. So as you see, that obviously Jasmine Jolene running on hard times, and this is what she thought was the best way of being able to deal with it. Made a deal with Tenenbaum. And there we see our final member, Rodriguez. He is a nitro splicer, I think. Which makes him actually someone I need to take pictures of. Where is he? He's just making a run for it. He has just run straight through. He's usually the last one you do, because obviously you know where Cobb is at the record store, and so we could have headed to the record store. For some reason he does not. He seems to be completely immune to electric, which is a little odd. Camera. Well, okay, so we can't take a picture of them either. Is that done? I didn't see if we... Maybe we did manage to finish off the... Stop running! No, liquid nitrogen doesn't work. We can't shock him. This makes... Maybe I should be trying to throw his own grenades back at him. Come on then. Damn sake. Yeah, that does a good amount of damage. So he's led me on this merry chase just to get me here so I can be slaughtered by his two thingies. Wait, no, I don't know what I did. There we go, okay. That should kill him, it does. Indeed, sweet. Okay, so with him down now, they've just blown each other up, which is useful, I guess. So there we go, beautiful. Yeah, so he's a nitro splicer. Again, we didn't really do that end bit particularly well with him ending up sort of taking a lot of my health away, but oh well. Okay, so that is Hector Rodriguez done, his little section, which is, I guess, primarily more oriented around like the Jasmine Jolene story rather than Rodriguez himself. We don't really see a lot about Rodriguez, but certainly see a lot about, you know, what goes on in this, what's gone on in this particular establishment, you know, in the Eve's Garden. And there is actually one that I missed, so thank goodness we came back.
You know what? Our news is poetry. Fuck real. Welcome to the got Ryan wrapped around his little pinky. Why? Because he tells them what he wants to hear. Rise, rapture, rise. Nuts. That stuff was still before it came out of Cohen's pen. I'm full of the whole pinata. See that old fool try and keep me here.
So there we have it. That is sort of, as you see, Rodriguez certainly had his own sort of thoughts on Cohen. and everything that Cohen sort of stood for. Anyway, we should hit here in order to get the final tonic slot, and we should get Hacker's Delight is just excellent in general. And so, to finish off this area, I think we will hit the final bit or put Rodriguez on here.
What's that look? You don't like it, do you? I don't need to be judged by you, by anyone. Screw you! Screw all you fucking doubters! Here's what I say to all of you!
And of course, because it's Cohen, there's no way you can rely on Cohen. He's going to start sending wave after wave of splices to us as we sort of almost dance to this scene. I'm pretty sure we have maxed out. I'm sure we have maxed out spiders. Yes, we do. We're running out of shotgun ammo. There's a spider splicer probably on the ceiling. And there we go. So we defeat the Cohen splicers.
For that outburst, you'll have to forgive an old fool his artistic temperament. The birth is so close now. The labor pains can move judgment, drive the passions of even the finest spirits.
So some excellent ammo to be received there, and we only need to do one more, and we will do that one in the next episode. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll join me on the next, where we will be finishing off the Fort Frolic section of the game. We have one Big Daddy, we have one more of Cohen's ex-collaborators, and then I think we'll be done here. So, hope you have enjoyed this episode, hope you'll join me on the next.